All right, everyone, it's your boy Genius. Still out at the range today. Just got finished reviewing the Ruger RXM, and I got another Glock clone, in my opinion, without having pulled the trigger on live ammunition yet, a lot better Glock clone. I mean, ergonomically just feels way, way better in the hand, although it does not have interchangeable panels or back straps. It just, again, it's not as thick through here, and it extends out further and is flatter through here than is the RXM, so it just feels ergonomically better in the hand, even though this is a more compact pistol and a 15 rounder, basically a Glock 19 size gun. I'm going to put the factory Bul mag, well, it's got Bul logo on the bottom of it, 15 round magazine, but the P mags work as well. Have a 21 rounder here of that. Not going to do an extensive review of this gun today because I've got other guns to review. I need to make an ammunition order, and so I've got to conserve ammo. So a little bit about the gun. Again, Bul Armory Axe Cleaver. It is a Glock clone 19, I guess you could say. Does have very nice ambi, gas pedals, memory pads, if you will, on the side that are actually very functional, unlike on the Ruger RXM where you could barely even notice they were there. It does have what usually you have to when you buy a Glock, if you want an extended slide lock lever, this is kind of what you would buy to do that with. It looks like it's already on here. It does have the protective ledge underneath the slide lock. Takes down like a Glock, of course. It does have cutaways on each side here where your trigger finger goes and your thumb goes. So and it does have a swappable mag release. Unlike on the RXM, you can swap the mag release around for the lefties, and you have a lot more real estate to manipulate your mag release, which I like a lot better. Just ergonomically feels way better in the hand. Super good undercut here under the trigger, and cut out here too on the very bottom of the trigger, and ergonomically in the front of the trigger, and just overall a bigger trigger guard so you can get your finger in and out better. 3-slot pick rail up front, very much so, has very good, should I say, front and rear. Not so much serrations as it is more checkering almost, but very, very aggressive and easy to manipulate. It is not optic ready, does have just 3 white dot sights. I would prefer that the rear be blacked out, but whatever. No night sight on the front, anything like that. It's not optic ready, but who cares, right? Again, not an extensive review. I will be doing that though because I love Bul Armory products. I've got some great Bul Armory 1911s. Has not been oiled, has not been cleaned. I hope that it functions because I really like the Bul Armory product line. So Axe Cleaver, 15 rounder. I do have one in the pipes, a 16. I have my P mag here, and first rounds you get to see them live on camera. So I destroyed my other target over there. I don't know how exactly I destroyed it, but it just kind of the wood that it's sitting on blew in half, so I'm having to shoot at the same target. Maybe I'll try to get over, maybe I'll hit I'll get on the Texas Star over there. Can be tricky for me sometimes. Got the P mag in here. Can be tricky on the Texas Star, should I say, with just the irons. Let's see what we can do. Take a look at that round and see. Well, let's finish. I got it locked back. Let's take a look at that round and see what happened. So, the primer was hit. It looks like it was hit well, but it looks like I got a hold of some of that Fiocchi ammunition because I just got it all strung around in the box over there, or in a can that I'm just pulling it out of, and I'm getting to the bottom of the can. I had some Igman 124 and some other, I can't remember the Agula, maybe, however you say that. I had some of that in 124, but it looks like I've gotten down to the bottom where some of that Fiocchi is at, and I had quite a bit of that stuff that I was having light primer strikes. Well, I think it's hard primers because the gun was functioning fine with other ammunition. So I'm gonna call that an ammo issue. I thought all that Fiocchi was gone, but apparently some of it was still in there. I tell you what, I can tell you already that I'm gonna have way more fun shooting this gun than I am the Ruger RXM. Just ergonomically, again, you feel like you got a better purchase on it, better control on it, and take a little bit of time to get used to that 3 white dot. I'm not really a fan of 3 white dot. I don't mind the front white dot on the front there, but I'm just not a fan of the. I just like my rear to be blacked out. I always blacked out my Glock U-notch on the plastic sights. If I left them on there, I always blacked it out. I just like having a dark or blacked out rear sight and a white, so it sometimes it can be difficult for me to get accustomed to that. So, but either way, it seems accurate enough when I was getting on target. I did knock down all of the Texas Star. I mean, I did it slowly, but I did knock them all off. I only missed one, I believe. I got all 6 of them down, so not too bad there. Again, we had one light primer strike. If you want to say it's the gun, that's fine. But I know if you watch some of my past videos, I had a batch of 1,000 rounds Fiocchi that I purchased that was having about 3 or 4 out of every 50 round box that was having a primer strike. I think it just had hard primers on it because I was shooting it with some very good quality guns. It had no issues with any other ammunition. And I thought all of that was gone, but I dumped everything over into an ammo can, and it looks like I pulled some of them out. But either way, 1 out of the 15 and 20, well, 16 and 21, whatever that math is, had the one little whatever that was there. Totally way more fun to shoot than the Ruger RXM. My wife is hiding in the truck because she's cold, so she don't hear me saying that. So since she don't hear me saying that, I want to get her over here and shoot it to see what her thoughts are, because she just got finished shooting the RXM, and I want to see if maybe she likes shooting this better than that. So let's get her to do that, and I'll do a little wrap up. And again, it's not the end with this thing. I'm going to shoot it some more, but I'm just conserving ammunition right now for some other follow-up videos, etc. But Axe Cleaver from Bull, let's get the lady on it and see what she thinks. All right, we're gonna see what the lady thinks of the Bul Armory Axe Cleaver. She didn't hear anything I was saying, so.
hardly have any recoil. I mean, it's not hard, but that trigger got me twice.
What do you mean it got you?
I pulled it too fast.
Oh, it snuck up on you, you
Yeah,
say?
right.
Okay. Well, you said the same thing about the RXM trigger.
Oh, that's better than the RXM all day long.
Why do you say?
The feel of it.
Okay, so the feel of it.
Um,
I mean, I noticed you kept adjusting your grip.
My glove.
It's because of your gloves.
Yeah, my
Okay, yeah, you
gloves.
don't ever wear gloves, so you're tactile today. You got the
I have
the
to, or I'll be
Columbia-
frozen ice.
the Columbia all decked out in the CC. What does that stand for?
I don't know.
What does the CC hat stand for? Calvin Klein, maybe.
That's K.
That's KK.
Oh no,
Oh,
that
it's
might be a
CC.
C. I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah, it's Calvin Klein. So you're all tacked out in the Calvin Klein. You got what kind of glasses we got there? What we working with on the sunglasses?
Michaels.
Michael Kors. Got the Columbia jacket,
Shut
I think,
up,
on.
Bob.
Yeah, she's all tactile today. Either way, I could tell, like, we watch one another enough and been married for 28 years, so we can kind of tell what one another's thinking. I could tell while she was shooting it, although she missed maybe 5 or 6 shots, she definitely hit more than she did with the RXM. And I could tell that she was enjoying shooting it more than she was that, because again, it does feel way better in the hand. Feels like you got a better purchase. She never had, that's the first time you've ever shot with gloves, ain't it?
Right.
Yeah. So, you know, I guess that was an adjustment for her, but she was starting out anyway, definitely hitting the target a lot more. So again, Bul Armory, very aggressive texturing, front, back, rear. The front and the back seem like, you know, way more aggressive than the sides, of course. And nice, very well textured memory pads or gas pedals there on the front. And even a cutaway in the very front of the trigger guard. Just, again, a lot of thought into the ergonomics of of being able to hold it, or the frame, or holding it in your hand. Again, nice extended slide lock there, easy to manipulate without adjusting your grip. Same with the mag release. I really like the pistol a lot, and it's going to take a little bit of getting used to. Maybe I will either black out the rear sight or just put me some different sights on here altogether. Maybe just black out the 2 dots on the rear here with maybe some black paint, and maybe put me a different, maybe a orange Mariglow front sight on there, something like that. But either way, I really enjoyed shooting this pistol. And again, I know this is kind of underdone as a review, but again, I got to conserve ammunition. Definitely going to be following up on the Axe Cleaver. You can believe that. So you did 15, I did 16, so that's what, 31, and then another 21. 41, 51, 52. So 52 rounds. We had one little light primer strike. Don't think it was gun related at all, because it was the Fiocchi ammunition that I've had some issues with. If it had been anything else, I would have said maybe so. But either way, definitely stay tuned for follow-ups on this. Sorry, it seems a little bit underdone. 50 rounds is all I got, but I wanted to tell you guys what I thought about it, what my wife thought about it, just shooting it in comparison to the RXM. But I promise you, as the new year gets here, definitely going to do some more comparison videos with the two, and definitely get some more rounds down range with this, because I'm intrigued by it, and I really do like it. So again, you can do Super Thanks on YouTube. I do get that money, so if you want to do a Super Thanks, $10, $5, $2, I don't care. I'm grateful for everything. Every little bit helps. I do get that money, but where you can really help me is to support me monthly over on Patreon. I got about 4 or 5 over there now. Really appreciate you guys and your support. $5 a month. Try to get some $10 tiers up into the new year. Also, as always, the most important thing you can do is make sure you take care of your eternal destination today by knowing Jesus Christ as your Savior. If you don't know how, ask me, or ask someone. Get that took care of today. And as always, on this beautiful day that the Lord has made, make it a good day, and to God be the glory.